Fat to Fit, 2 months left, ladies and gentlemen. I got to get this done in the next 2 months. I'm going to lock in, as the kids would say, get it all done. And my goal is to have lost 50 pounds since the beginning of this diet. So we got probably about 20 pounds or so left to go. Been eating a lot recently, bloated back up. So I probably got around 20-ish pounds or so to lose in the next 60 days, which is very achievable, considering at least a few pounds of that is bloat weight and will come right off with a few days of clean eating. But to be really certain that I'll hit this benchmark, okay, I'm going to be losing 10 pounds a month for the next 2 months. This is going to be quite difficult. Some of you may be mad at me for saying this, okay? I'm going to be eating about 1,000 calories a day. That is very little, but sometimes I shine under pressure. I do my best work when I'm trying to go up against some incredibly difficult challenge and I'm trying to prove to myself that I can do it. That's going to be taking place over the next 2 months. 1,000 calories a day. I work a physical job, so I move around a lot. I'm also going to be running a lot as well, so I'm going to be burning a lot of calories. I'm going to be trying my absolute hardest to lose the last 20 pounds or so in the next 2 months. It is definitely achievable. Is it difficult? Yes, but it is achievable. I'm really, really, really going to try my best because in 2 months from now, on October 9th, I'm going to be going on a big trip. It's going to be basically the reason I even started this diet in the first place is because I had got back from a sort of annual type trip that my family goes on sometimes, where I had gained a ton of weight on this trip, and I came back and I was way fatter than I'd ever been before, and that's why, started me doing this diet in the first place. Basically, I'm going to be going on a similar kind of trip, not for as long, but I want to be totally done with the weight loss before then so that I can have my little victory lap because it happens just before the 1-year anniversary of Fat to Fit. Guys, we've been doing this for almost a year. Pretty cool stuff. I haven't made as much progress as I had wanted to, but I have made a lot more than I thought I was going to, okay? So sometimes I got to count my blessings. I still have made quite a lot of progress during this diet. You only have to watch the first, daily video to see that. But basically, next 2 months, going to be very strict, 1,000 calories a day. I got 60 days to go, October 9th. Let's get it. I really, really, really think it's going to be possible. I'm going to try my absolute hardest. Desperate times call for desperate measures. I really want to get done with this stuff so I can have my victory lap for year one before I go on to my trip. And then I'll have to lose a few pounds again, but it'll only be a few days long. So it's not going to be that bad. But basically, I want to be done with it by then, okay? I'm really, really excited for this. Really want to get this done before the 1-year mark. I think I can do it. It's just going to be tough. So 1,000 calories a day. I will allow myself to drink soda. I'm going to use caffeine as an appetite suppressant again. Eating 1,000 calories a day, going to be absurdly difficult, but it would be even more difficult without using caffeine as a dietary suppressant. Okay, so I am going to allow myself to have caffeine again, and then I'll get off of it once I'm back from my trip, basically. And then I'll just quit it, entirely by then. And then I'll also have to lose a few pounds, just to get back to where I was before then, but I will not be using caffeine for that. But I'm also going to try my absolute hardest to not eat any food after my videos. I had been doing that to where it would count toward the next day. No longer. I'm basically going to try my absolute hardest not to eat any food after my videos. And if I do, it'll actually retroactively count for the day prior. So I'll have to go. I'll have to start out the video going, last night I accidentally lied to you guys. I had more food after my video. Here's what the numbers actually were, okay? So this will kind of discourage me from doing that. I'm also going to try to run as much as I can, basically. I'm going to be going more for distance rather than speed. Sometimes I get a little bit hyper-focused on, trying to get the best time or whatever for whatever mile. Try to run, 8-minute per mile, 9-minute per mile. I would rather run, 5 miles in 60 minutes than run 3 miles in 25 minutes because that's going to burn me out faster. You know what I mean? I really want to try and run and go for distance and try to get as many miles in per week as I can, but without going to the point where I'm totally exhausted to where I have to rest for a few days. You know what I mean? So I'll try and run as much as I can without tiring myself out and go for, endurance. It's going to be more like a marathon instead of a sprint, which is an appropriate comparison. I'm also going to keep good food stocked in the house. Got a bunch of chicken, got a bunch of cottage cheese. I'll also get a bunch of yogurt. There's going to be my 3 heavy carries. Okay, guys, I think those are going to get me through a lot. Definitely going to be focusing heavily on those things. I'm also going to maybe lift once a week or so just to retain some muscle. I had been focusing mainly on muscle growth the last few months, which has been paying off, but we're going back to fat loss, so I'm going to be trying to burn as many calories as possible. I'm going to burn more calories running, 3 or 4 miles than, like 20 minutes of lifting weights. So I'll probably lift weights like once a week or so just to try and retain the muscle that I've built. But other than that, I'm not trying to build muscle at this time currently. Another thing is that I will keep doing daily videos like I had been. The last month and a half, I've been very inconsistent. Before then, I had been very consistent. My apologies. I've been taking like a few days off here and there the last month or so. My apologies for that. I'm going to try my hardest not to do that anymore, have daily videos again. And then basically once we're done with the 1 year mark, I'll probably transition into doing like weekly videos, and then I'll like have those to be kind of like edited a little bit higher effort than these videos where I just talk for like 10 minutes uninterrupted, okay? So that's going to be a little bit higher effort. Until then, it is going to be daily videos. So we probably got like 60 daily videos left to go, okay, guys? We'll see. Another thing is that I'm not going to be weighing myself again until September 1st. So we got like, what is it? Hold on. It's the 10th, so we got like 20 days or so. I'll weigh in again then. Basically, the scale stresses me out too much these days. Maybe after that, I'll shift to like weighing myself weekly. Like maybe I'll go twice weekly and just take the second number. So I don't know. Maybe I'll weigh myself 3 times a week and then take the median number. I'm not really sure. We'll figure something out, but I'm not going to weigh myself until then because it messes with my head from day to day. If I weigh in really low, then I'm like, oh, I can afford to eat more. If I weigh in like a lot higher, I'm like, oh, F this. It's not even working. I can just eat whatever I want anyway. It doesn't even matter. So either way, I use it as an excuse to eat too much. So I was able to kind of do that a lot, in the beginning of the diet and not let it stress me out. But honestly, weighing myself every day just stresses me out. So I'm taking a little break from that. What else is there? If I have to eat out at like a meal with other people, I'll get the healthiest menu item that I can see, preferably like a salad. If I can't see a salad, I'll just get like the smallest thing I can get basically. And that'll still count toward, my daily limit, but I'll kind of give myself a little bit more leeway. Like, I don't know. I'll try not to be too hard on myself during those days, but I'll try and eat as healthy as I possibly can. Another thing is that I'm going to eat 1 meal a day so that I actually feel full. Eating 1,000 calories in one sitting is going to feel a lot better than like snacking. Snacking doesn't really make you feel full. Then you feel way, hungrier later in the day. Going to be doing OMAD coming up. I'll also like track, what time I begin eating and what time I end eating so that it feels like more of a process so that I don't feel entitled to just snack on things throughout the day and be like, oh, I got 100 calories left. No, I'm going to get it all done in one big meal, 1,000 calories a day. This is basically my plan moving forward. If you think some things should be changed, let me know. But I'm pretty dead set on this, honestly. Like I said, desperate times call for desperate measures. I've been putting a lot of this off for a long time, so I'm really, really, really going to buckle down and do my absolute best for the next 2 months. We got 60 days left. I'm going to count down until then. 60 days to October 9th. I will see you all tomorrow. Thank you for watching.